means that if I'm having a very bad day, alright, I have some trouble at home, I'm going to work, I am late, I am running, it's raining, and I'm going to miss the bus, and I twist my ankle, I'm going to feel pain, alright? There's damage, acute damage. If on the other hand, I have a very good day, I just won the lottery, okay, I won a lot of money, I'm jumping up and down with joy, and I twist my ankle. I am still going to feel a lot of pain, even though my thoughts and emotions are different, okay? Obviously, I will feel a little less bad if I have a good day, but I will still feel the pain. So in acute pain, the amount of pain that I'm going to feel is mainly being caused by the tissue damage, the amount of tissue in the body. Very interestingly, in chronic pain, so let's look at somebody who has chronic pain. Somebody who tells you they have been having this back pain and knee pain for a long time, years, 5, 6, 7 years, okay, 2 years. What the brain is processing mostly is the thoughts and the emotions. As you can see, it is receiving very little information from the body, from the tissue input. So the majority of information that the brain is processing is coming from my thoughts and my emotions, alright? So if it doesn't mean that I am imagining the pain, it doesn't mean that the pain is not real, okay? The pain is very real and you will feel it in your back. You will feel it in your ankle, you will feel it in wherever is the injury. But it means that what the brain is processing is not the damage in your body, but it is processing the damage in your thoughts, again, emotions. Which means that if I have a very bad day, which means that if it's raining, I have trouble at home, I'm running late, I'm trying to catch the bus, I am going to feel a lot more chronic pain. My back is going to hurt a lot. Whereas if I am distracted, if I just won the lottery, I'm doing something which I enjoy, the chances are that I will not feel that back pain a lot. I will feel it very little, or I will not feel it at all. Okay? So, why is it important for us to decide if the person is feeling acute or chronic pain? Because if I'm taking care of somebody who has acute pain, right, I need to focus my attention mostly on that tissue damage. If you twisted your ankle, I take care of that ankle. If there is a fall, if there is a wound, a cut, I need to take care of the tissue damage, alright? I need to stop the bleeding, reduce the swelling, take care of the tissue damage. If I am taking care of somebody with chronic pain, for example, chronic back pain, I need to focus my attention on their thoughts and emotions. It's useless trying to put a bandage around the back, it's useless trying to put something around the back, because that is not what is causing the pain. The pain is the emotional and thoughts, emotional aspect and psychological aspect of the person. So in that case, if I'm taking care of somebody with chronic pain, it's going to be much more beneficial if I sit down next to the person and spend 5-10 minutes talking to the person, okay? Trying to make them feel better, distracting them, and working more on their emotion and their thoughts rather than where they're feeling the pain. Alright? So we're now going to start analyzing where is hurting, what is causing the pain. Does it look like a chronic type of pain? Does it look like an acute type of pain? What do I need to do? Do I need to look at the tissue damage? Do I need to look at what you're feeling emotionally and psychologically? Alright, so that is why I said very important, you need to know what is chronic pain, what is acute pain, otherwise you will not be able to help that person feel better, alright? So, very important, acute pain, sharp, sudden, I can tell you how it started, where it started. There's usually a trauma or something which causes the pain. I can see swelling, sometimes bruising, redness, alright? And the person tends to feel alert and restless. Chronic pain has been there for a long period of time. It's very achy, dull, I don't know where it's coming from. I cannot associate it to a movement. I cannot associate it with trauma. Usually there is no swelling, no bruising, no irritation, and the person tends to feel quite flat, depressed, okay, troubled. These people will feel emotionally unwell or psychologically unwell. Alright? So, if it's acute pain, I need to look at the tissue damage. Is it an emergency? Do I need to call the nurse? Do I need to call the doctor? Is it something I can take care of myself? Okay, is it just a simple ankle sprain? Okay, do I need to put some ice on? Do I need to have the person rest and elevated? Alright? And usually if we're taking care of somebody with acute pain, you will notice that the treatment will change because the symptoms are changing rapidly. If I twisted my ankle, alright, I will spend the first 3 days resting with some bandage, but then after 3 days I need to start doing exercise, I need to start moving. So the symptoms tend to change quite rapidly. Chronic pain. Chronic pain is something which requires a lot more energy and a lot more patience and time. And if you're working in a very busy environment, time is the only thing you might not have a lot of, right? So we need to change the person's lifestyle. We need to find lifestyle adaptations or coping strategies. We need to see how we can improve the emotional and physical status of the person. We need to see how we can distract the person. Usually just taking medication will not help, because taking paracetamol is not going to take away what is causing my sadness, okay? Or my depression, for example. So we need to change our lifestyle. Do we need to include more exercise? Do we need to stop habits such as smoking, for example? Getting out of bed, doing activities which we enjoy doing, alright? Finding new hobbies. Do we need to go to a psychologist? What do we need to do? So these are things which are going to take longer to start working, okay? The person will need a lot more support, will need a lot more help from us, okay, and a lot more patience. If you're working in an environment, for example, with elderly people, where there are a lot of people suffering from chronic pain and they're complaining every day of the same pain, it can get quite tiring even for yourselves, alright? So we need to be aware of this. Now, any questions with acute and chronic pain or difficulties? Okay. So we're going to, I'm just going to mention a couple of numbers. As you know, pain is going to affect the person's life, okay? It's not just something we feel on its own. We are a human being, and it will impact our lives and those around us. I'm just going to show you these values to help you understand how pain, or to what extent pain affects our life. Now these numbers are taken from the American Academy of Pain Medicine, so they are talking about the American population, right? But we can use it just as reference in regards to numbers. If we have to look at pain as a medical condition, right, we can see that there are more people living with pain in America than there are people living with diabetes, heart disease, and cancer all together. So pain is very common. A lot of people are living with pain, which means that you will be working for sure with somebody who has pain at some point in your careers. Alright? And unfortunately, as we said, pain affects all the other aspects of life. In fact, almost 59, around 60% of these people said that pain affects their quality of life. What is quality of life? It is basically how satisfied or not I am about my own life. Alright, so quality of life we mentioned during the last lecture. More than 3/4, very, very low, huge numbers, alright, 77% of people said that they feel depressed, and this is very important. So we're seeing that people living with chronic pain have a high tendency of having depression or mental health problems. Obviously, we said that the brain is usually processing a lot of thoughts and emotions. So if you have depression, very likely your brain will start to produce pain, alright? If you have a small injury, okay? 70%, quite a large number, said they have trouble concentrating. If I cannot concentrate, I cannot focus, that means I will not do well at school, I will not do well at work, I will have a lot of accidents and a lot of injuries. And for an elderly person, okay, something as simple, something as small as getting in and out of bed might require a lot of concentration. Can you do it without thinking? But an elderly person needs to think a lot about that. Alright? So for these people, they might be at higher risk of accident. 74% said that they feel tired, okay? It's impacting their energy levels. And I need to keep this in mind for tomorrow's lecture when we're talking about exercise. If I don't have energy, if I'm feeling tired because of the pain, I will not be able to do exercise. And 86% said that they have trouble with sleep. And you're going to appreciate the importance of this once again when we start talking of sleep. These are very high numbers, okay? So people with chronic pain will tend to have either some form of mental health problem, they feel tired, they cannot concentrate, they cannot sleep properly, and they will not feel satisfied about their life. They will have a very low level quality of life, alright? So it becomes a bit more complex than simply taking care of a pain. Now I'm going to introduce you to something as a new concept, right? And this concept will mention it several times. It is something that you will learn and will stay with you. The biopsychosocial model of health, right? So what are we? We are healthcare workers. Our job is to take care of the health of the person, of the well-being of the person. And the health of the person depends on three major areas, three big areas. We have the physical, we have the psychological, and we also have the social context. So if I'm taking care of somebody, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of all the three areas. I cannot simply take care of their physical without taking care of their psychological and social context. And this is also another reason why people tend to experience pain differently. Remember, we started off by telling you that people will experience pain differently even if they have the same type of injury. Because our biopsychosocial model is very different from each other. And I'm going to go through just a few of the points as to why we